So with our next game, we're going to get into the Clemson versus South Carolina game. Clemson fell short 30-31 to South Carolina. Spencer Rattler showed up once again, and he gave it to him. He gave it to Clemson, and I mean, we talked about how Clemson has kind of underperformed this year, and I mean, South Carolina just jumped on them and took advantage of that. So
Yeah, watching South Carolina dismantle Tennessee last week, it felt like this was coming, but it almost felt like,
it's
I
too good
I
to be
looked at it
true.
like, nah, that won't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you look at it right in hindsight, I mean, how could you not see this coming? And like I said, even like me, I thought Clemson was going to win that game, but you just kind of lean on the past, right? Clemson. I mean, look, this is one of the first times Clemson has lost at home in a few seasons now.
Yeah.
So to think that one South Carolina was going to do that to Tennessee, and then they were going to catch Clemson at home the very next week when Clemson, like, look, they've struggled, but they've played good enough at games. And but yeah, I mean, look, this was just not a good look for Clemson. Their offense really struggled defensively. They had some big plays, but obviously, you let South Carolina put up 31 on you. Not saying as much as about the defense there.
Right.
And Clemson was ahead in this game. I mean, when I checked the score, I didn't watch the game initially. I checked the score the first time, and Clemson was ahead by like 14 points or something like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I believe it's like 14-0 when I saw it. And then next thing you know, South Carolina's climbing back in the game, and then the next thing you know, South Carolina comes away with the win. So, yeah, I mean, look, disappointing if you're Clemson, but I think if you're a Clemson fan, you kind of saw this coming. I mean,
Yeah.
all year you kind of struggled
Yeah, they. I
with
don't think
things.
anybody's been
Yeah,
really too high on them.
The ACC as a whole hasn't been very good. So, and you've struggled with the teams there. Losing to your rival at home, I mean, that's rough. But I mean, this was the year for a team like South Carolina to do it when, Clemson has a decent record still, and I don't think there's any, there should be any panic about getting rid of Dabo or anything yet.
Yeah, I don't think so at all.
Especially, you know, their program before Dabble versus after. I mean, now, bad
It's
season.
completely different.
Yeah, bad season is losing 2 games before the conference championship. I mean, he definitely raised the standards there. But yeah, nonetheless, good win for South Carolina. Clemson, you kind of figured it wasn't going to be their year. They had a chance to make the playoffs, but we talked about it before. If they made the playoffs, probably they're getting run out in the first game anyway. So whatever. Back to the drawing board for Dabo. He'll have a new team next year. A lot of these guys leaving. Who knows what will happen with their quarterback, with DJ, if he's going to stay there and continue to be the starter, or if they're going to turn the keys over to the young gun, Cade Klubnik. And yeah, we'll see what kind of changes Dabo needs to make. He obviously needs to make some changes there. He wanted to promote from within. Maybe he'll kind of expand his search and look for some outside help going forward.
All right, so that pretty much sums it up for our recap